So, you've been thinking about becoming a certified expert in business analysis. Well, you have definitely come to the right place. In this explainer, we're laying out a clear, direct roadmap to getting your certified business analysis professional certification. That's the CBAP. Let's just dive right in and break down exactly what it takes to become a recognized leader in this field. All right, here's a quick look at the key landmarks for our journey today. First, we're going to grab our compass and figure out the why behind business analysis. Then, we'll set our sights on the destination, the CBAP cert itself. After that, we'll get into the details of eligibility, use the BABAC guide as our map, pack our toolkit with all the right skills, and finally, explore the different terrains where you'll put it all to use. Okay, first things first. Let's get our bearings. This whole section is about the why, It's the compass that guides literally everything a business analyst does. When you boil it all down, business analysis is really about one thing: making change happen. It's a structured way of figuring out what an organization really needs and then recommending solutions that deliver actual, tangible value to the people who matter most. We call them the stakeholders. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Businesses today are incredibly complex, so how can you be sure that the change you're pushing for is the right change? Well, the secret lies in having a common language, a shared framework everyone can understand. And this is it. This is the framework, the Business Analysis Core Concept Model, or BACCM for short. Just think of these 6 terms as a universal language for business analysis. Everything is connected. You've got the change, which is sparked by a need. That need gets met by a solution. The whole thing impacts the stakeholders and is supposed to deliver value, all while happening within a specific context. Every single thing a BA does ties back to these 6 ideas. So now that we've got our compass pointing true north, let's talk about our destination, the CBAP certification. It's not just some letters after your name. It is a globally recognized standard of excellence, all overseen by the International Institute of Business Analysis, or the IIBA. So the IIBA started up way back in 2003. They had one clear mission: set the professional standards for the entire business analysis community. And their absolute crown jewel is the BABAC guide. That's the business analysis body of knowledge, which is the foundation for the CBAP exam. So why even bother with all this? Well, for you, it's about leveling up your skills, really honing your leadership abilities, and growing your professional network. And for your company, it means you're bringing in industry best practices, which leads to better results, and they get to recognize their top-tier staff. It's really a win-win for everybody. Okay, let's get practical. You know where you're going, but how do you actually get on the road? This section is all about charting your path, the nitty-gritty tactical steps you have to take to even qualify for the CBAP. Now, the CBAP is definitely for experienced professionals, and you can see that in the requirements. We're talking a minimum of 7,500 hours of BA work experience in the last 10 years. Yeah, that's a lot. Plus, you need at least 900 hours in 4 of the 6 main knowledge areas. Then, tack on 35 hours of professional development, get 2 solid references, sign the code of conduct, and you're ready to apply. The process itself is actually pretty straightforward. It's a clear 5-step path. You apply and pay the application fee, then pay the exam fee, you register for your exam date, you prepare like crazy, and then you take the exam. Honestly, the most important part here is step 4. Your preparation is absolutely everything. All right, let's talk money. The big takeaway from this slide is the clear financial perk of being an IBA member. Look, the application fee is the same no matter what, but the exam fee, you save $125 as a member. And if you need a rewrite, you save another $125. So honestly, the membership pretty much pays for itself immediately. Okay, with the logistics out of the way, it is time to open up our map. The BABOK guide is built around 6 core knowledge areas. You can think of these as the main territories you have to master to find your way in the world of business analysis. And this, right here, this is gold. This chart shows you exactly where to focus your study time. The CBAP exam is not split evenly. A massive 30% of the questions, a third of the exam, come from requirements analysis and design definition. Strategy analysis and requirements lifecycle management are also huge chunks. This chart is basically your cheat sheet for studying. So what are these areas really? Well, planning and monitoring is how you organize all the work. Elicitation and collaboration is how you get info from people. Requirements lifecycle management is just tracking those requirements from idea to completion. Strategy analysis is the big picture thinking. Requirements analysis and design is where you dig in and specify the details. And finally, solution evaluation is checking to see if what you built actually worked. Having a map is crucial, but it's not going to be enough on its own. A great analyst needs a well-stocked toolkit, and that's where the underlying competencies come in. These are the skills that let you use your knowledge effectively. The BBOK guide actually calls out 29 different competencies. Now, I know that number sounds like a lot, but it really just proves that being a world-class analyst is about way more than just writing down requirements. Thankfully, those 29 competencies are sorted into 6 neat categories. You've got your hard skills, like analytical thinking and knowing your tools. But what really separates a good analyst from a truly great one is mastering those so-called soft skills, things like your behavior, your communication, and your interaction skills. Success is all about balancing both sides. Let's look at an example. From the analytical side, we have conceptual thinking. This is literally your ability to see the forest for the trees. It's about connecting dots that don't seem related to understand the big picture. Without this, you could build something that solves a small problem but totally misses the larger business goal. Now, for a behavioral one, trustworthiness. You can't learn this from a textbook, but it is absolutely vital. I mean, if your stakeholders don't trust you, they're not going to tell you what the real problems are. Earning and keeping that trust is the currency you use to get things done. Okay, so you have the map and you have the tools. The very last piece of the puzzle is understanding the terrain. Business analysis doesn't happen in a bubble. The context is everything. And the BABOK guide covers this with different perspectives. The BABOK lays out 5 key perspectives. Now, these aren't different job titles. They're more like different lenses you can look through to apply your skills. So whether you're working in an agile team, on a BI project, or focused on business architecture, the core principles are the same, but how you apply them is tailored to that specific situation. And that brings us right back to where we started. After looking at the map, the tools, and the terrain, we land back at our core mission. Everything, the certs, the knowledge areas, the skills, it all serves this one single goal: to make change happen in a way that delivers real value. So at the end of the day, it's this simple. The CBAP and the BABOK guide give you the map and the toolkit. The only question left to answer is, what kind of value are you going to create?